Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first daily review video for June 8th, 2021. Just wanted to come in really quickly, give you a quick little review video of basically what we covered in class today for anybody that came in late or anybody that missed. The way that the class is structured is we have two instructors. I am your one of your teachers, Mrs. Phillips, and Miss Noel is also another instructor as well. A lot of the stuff that we covered in class is basically kind of based off of both the content knowledge that you're going to be needing for this course to pass the course, as well as anything basically uh, when it comes to self-reflection and the understanding of basically art concepts in general. So let's just dive right in, shall we? So welcome to class. I created this slideshow in basically a replacement of Google Classroom. I usually personally do Google Classroom collaboratively and stuff all for all my classes. Unfortunately, we have been having some issues with students being able to attend the class. So what I have done is I created a slideshow, which I will be going through now. It is a running document, which means that I will be adding more to this slideshow as we go through each day. So if you need to go back and review any of the material for whatever day it is, it'll have all the activities for the day as well as the review video at the end posted so you guys can review the material when needed. So this slideshow contains all the information that you will need to have for the entire course this summer. So that's basically meaning once this slideshow has been completed. I'll probably change the wording of that, but I will be emailing this slideshow to everyone that is enrolled in the class. We just got a roster today, and I will be giving access to everybody. If for any reason it's saying that you cannot gain access to it, double check with me, which might end up happening, especially if you are in the series district. What that basically means is that I'll have to give you access to it in a different way. It usually just request access. It sends me an email. I will allow it, and we'll see if you can review it. If not, me and Miss Noel are trying to attempt to fix it, so you guys will gain access. So let's just get in really briefly into the important information which we covered. Gotta be on the slideshow. That would work. So day one. Today was the first day of class. We always start class at 1 o'clock. We need to make sure that we're there on time and we're prepared and we're ready to go. So let's do this. So that being said, I wanted to briefly share with you. This is a interactive slideshow. So whenever you see anything pretty much highlighted in red, if you hover your mouse over it and you see that arrow go to a hand or a hand that's pointed like this, that means that it's an active interactive link. So this first page basically introduces the teachers. My link is up there. We will be adding information for Miss Noel. But basically, your teacher through the course is going to be Miss Noel, and it's going to be myself, Mrs. Elizabeth Phillips. You can call me Liz. You can call me Mrs. P. You can call me Mrs. Phillips. I'm totally informal when it comes to that. We will be your instructors for this summer course, and we're super excited to meet you. So what I have done is I've created a Google site that gives you pretty much all the information on me, which you can review, and it also has the syllabus. So the things that you're going to be looking for, basically, classroom syllabus, expectations and rules, as well as grading. I do cover that a little bit in the slideshow here, but all the important information that you need to know to be successful in this course is going to be at this link. So if you click on the link, it'll take you to my Google website, which will share all the information you need to know about me. Tells you a little bit about myself. I am married. I've been married since 2011. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She's actually a little bit older than that. This is like a year and a half ago, but I am currently a Merced High art teacher. I've been teaching here for 3 years. It'll be my 4th year at Merced High next year, and it'll be my 5th year teaching overall. I've been a substitute teacher for the past 8 years before that, so I've been in the education field for quite a while. This is my educational experience. I graduated from Merced High School in 1999, long time ago, and I graduated from Fresno State, CSU Fresno, in 2010 with an interior design degree. Don't ask me where things went wrong or like how they changed. It's not really wrong, but changed. It's a long story. My art experience, professional art experience, really has a lot to do with Merced Playhouse Community Theater, where I've done a lot of things as set decorator, designer, all the way up to actor slash director. I directed a show called oh my gosh, The Odd Couple, which was super fun. I've done professionally 2 films where I've worked as anything from a PA all the way to a prop master. I've worked on a film called The Wakefield Project as well as Itsy Bitsy. This is the most recent film I did. This was probably much more of a prevalent film, and you can actually find this on Amazon if you're interested. It's on Amazon Prime. So classroom syllabus, important information. I will not go over all of this. You guys will need to do it. You will need to go through this stuff primarily yourself, but what I'm going to focus on is basically the information which you will find down here, which is called basically your important information for your information, FYI, as well as the grading and makeup policy. This is a really big policy I need you guys to review as well. And classroom rules and expectations. So make sure that you come to class every day, you're in the class on time. You need to stay in the Zoom for the entirety of the Zoom. Please do not log out, back in, log out, back in. I mean, if you have technical issues, that's fine. But make sure that you're present in the class while you're here. Be positive, be on task, be efficient, be focused, and be respectful. Please and thank you. Going back to the slideshow. It is important that so anything you would like to know basically about me, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is on the bottom of my website. It's ephillips@muhsd.org. I will try to respond to you as quickly as possible. I usually respond within the first 24 hours. That being said, let's move on to overall rules and expectations of the class. There's a lot of stuff to read down here, so I won't read it to you, but basically we talk about cell phone policy, and all the information that is important for this class that you need to know. But the one thing I'm going to really draw attention to that was kind of an issue in class today, it is very important that you guys are visible in camera and that your cameras are on at all times. It is a requirement for attendance and to make sure that people are participating and not just logging in and walking away. That means that for participation, that means you need to be verbal in the chat. If you need to unmute yourself to answer a question, should be fine. There's emojis where you can raise your hand if you have questions. So if you see that we don't address anything in the chat, so on and so forth. But it is imperative, very important, that you guys make sure that your camera is on at all times. That is a classroom expectation. It is also a requirement for attendance. If you are attending class and you are not participating, you are technically absent from class. If there's a reason why your camera is not on, please make sure that you notify me or Miss Noel on why the camera is not on, if it's not working, if it's a technical issue, so we can try to help resolve the issue to make sure that you're getting full participation for the day. So really, it's this one right here. It's the third step down. Your camera must be on at all times. If you need to step away for a moment due to a bathroom break or unforeseen emergency or circumstances, you must type in the chat that you need to step away. Just private message Miss Noel, be like, hey, I got to step away for a minute. You will have up to 2 minutes to go handle whatever you need to. If it's a longer time required, you need to be more specific on why you need to step away to make sure that you are getting full participation. This can be done privately if needed. If it becomes an issue and starts to affect your work or participation, it will be addressed with a call home or an email home. So we need to make sure that we are participating every single day. So next up is grades. So overall breakdown of grades, it should say Art 1 because it's the same pretty much for all my R1 through 4 classes if you're interested in doing it in MHS next year as a sophomore or continuation of something else. Participation, that means that you're attending every day, you're in the Zoom, you respond to chat, you're involved in collaboration, discussion, everything that's really needed, and daily activities that is graded under participation. Project grades are the big main project, which we're going to be doing at the end of this first semester in June, or unit session. I don't know what to call it. So we are going to be working about color theory. That is the focus of this summer session. And at the end of it, the outcome of that is going to be basically a mural that we will be painting and designing and breaking up into sections. And each person in the class will be assigned a separate section to do independently, in which they can include a personal design in for themselves. So it's going to be fun. We're going to learn more about that next week, and when we start developing designs and creations and stuff like that. Um, Important information they need to know about makeup work. It is the student's responsibility to review and complete any makeup work the day they return from an absence. So if you missed today and you're watching this video now, when you come back tomorrow, I'm going to be asking you, did you review the video? If not, I'm going to ask you to go back and review it on your own time and what you need to do the makeup work. So daily review videos, which you're watching right now, are going to be posted on the introductory slideshow, which you are viewing, which I will be emailing to all of you. For those who missed due to illness, doctor's appointments, or tech issues, attendance affects your ability to participate in the class. Extensions on due date, I'm very flexible with this, are only allowed when requested. You must make sure you are advocating for yourself and making sure you're asking for help whenever you need it, and also asking for more time if you need it as well. But most of the activities we're going to be doing in this summer session will be in class, and it won't really take you very long for you to complete. As long as you're staying on task and you're following along with us, this class should be a breeze for you. Not every request for an extension will be allowed. If you do not participate and then you come to me at the very last day of school asking to make up a bunch of work and there's not really good excuse for you not participating, it's probably going to be a no from me. Makeup work is to be completed and turned in the makeup work slide, which I have linked right here. So all you need to do is hover over it, click it, which will take you to your slide. So what you need to do is we will continue making these up as more people need them. So you will need to put in your name, the date of the current date that you have. Like, say, for example, if you're doing this tomorrow, you put 6/9/2021. I was going to say 2015. And then the date that was absence. So you're going to need to put any images of your progress or your work here, as well as a 3 to 4 sentence reflection on what you learned while creating the piece, or whatever discussion or topic that we had for that assignment. This will be a running document. You will always be able to access this, and I will be able to view editing purposes if something happens and one of your things goes missing. So I will be able to check what has been done on this slide at all times. So that being said, let's review a little bit about what we covered in class today with me. Now, I don't have in this video any reference material on the stuff that we covered with Miss Noel. But basically, a lot of the concepts that she covered was basically your interaction and your personal connection to color. Just a lot of self-reflection, and it was a lot of super, super fun activities. If you missed it, I'm really bummed for you because it was such a good collaboration and discussion today. But we can try to facilitate any kind of makeup for that if you need it. But on my end, which is the content end, this is basically what we're focusing on. So on this course, we're going to learn about basically color theory. What is color theory, you ask? Well, let's take a look at the provided slideshow and find out that information. So I'm going to be referencing this slideshow a lot over the next 2 weeks. So this week and next week, it's going to be very important that we cover a lot of information in the slideshow that's attached below on this slide specifically. So click here for the slideshow, the nice lovely little arrow. Now, I want you to notice what Bob Ross is doing in this picture. This is called color mixing and color manipulation. So this is a whole reason why we learn color theory, is because he's trying to mix a lighter green color on his palette for his lovely happy little trees. So he's learning to bring certain colors in to manipulate and change to create a new additional color. So first we need to start with the foundational stuff, which is basically the basics. So if you open up this slideshow, it will take you to this slide. So it's kind of hard to interact with myself in the slideshow, so I'll be going through it probably fairly quickly. So the warm-up question, I do want you to take a minute, and I'm going to let you pause in a second if you'd like to pause the video and reflect. But I want you guys to think about what and how does color inspire you? So it inspires you to do what? To Color makes me want to dance, makes me want to sing, it makes me happy, it makes me want to be productive. I want to create something, I want to make something, and it should inspire you in some way. Color has a really big impact on mood and mental health. And so that's something that we're really going to cover a lot in this particular summer session. So I want you to pause the video now. I'll wait. Okay, welcome back. And I want you to tell me, how does color inspire you? So this lovely picture to it's my right, your left, right? I guess it's all right. I want you to tell me what colors you see. All right. I want you to take 30 seconds. Pause the video now. Okay, welcome back. I want you to take about 30 seconds and really take a good look at this picture. It should be two colors. So which color did you see? You either saw pink and white or you saw gray and teal. Now, when I first saw this, I saw the pink and the white. And then I started to talk and it changed. And the reason being is because it's the way your brain interprets the way it sees color. So over on that side over there, talks about the right and left brain dominance. Like which side of your brain is more powerful? Which one are you stronger in? Because each side of the brain represents basically either more creative or analytical. So if you're right brain dominant, you will see a combination of pink and white color. And if you're left brain dominant, meaning you're stronger on your left side of your brain, you will see more of a gray and a green. If you fluctuate between the two or you see kind of a hint of all types of colors, you're pretty evenly matched on both sides of your brain. So this is another awesome picture. Take 30 seconds. I'll give you some time. Pause it now. Okay, welcome back. This is the dress. So what two colors do you see in this dress? It's going to be two colors on one side or two colors on the other. That's right, you guessed it. You're either going to see gold and white or you're going to see white or you're going to see black and blue. So this particular image has a play on light and reflection and the way that the camera actually takes the picture. If the camera overexposes too much light, it can change the way the color looks because of the way that the fabric absorbs color. We'll get to that in a second. It could change the way it looks, right? So if you look on over there to the right, you'll see the actual design of the catalog of the dress. That's what the dress looks like. It is black and blue. But when you look at this image, the way that the light is playing with it, your brain takes it in a different way. I dare you, if you really want to see if you can see both sides of it, when you wake up in the morning and you don't say anything, just wake up out of bed, do a little stretching, look at this picture, odds are you might see a different color. So last but not least, we dove a little bit into basically what color theory actually is. So let's discuss color theory. So first, before we discuss color theory, we really need to think about how we see color. So one of the questions I asked students in class today was, hey, how do you see color? Like, how do you see it? And that's a tricky subject, but it's something to do with the way that our brain processes what we see and a lot about light spectrum. So what is light spectrum? Let me move myself so you guys can see. Ta-da! Light receptors on the back of your eyes within your eyeballs transmit the color or the message that the colors that they're seeing to your brain with the familiar sensation of the color. So you're looking at certain objects in your room. They all have a distinct type of color. But the thing is that you could have the same object be two different colors. What makes one color different or one object different than the other? So Newton, Sir Isaac Newton, who also found gravity, I think is what he found, observed that color is not inherent to the object. That means that the object itself is not actually the color. It's rather the surface of the object that reflects some colors and absorbs all others. We perceive only the colors that basically are reflected. So it is important that we understand rays of light. So what is the brightest thing in your room during the daytime if you have your windows open? It's the sun. So when the sun shines into through your window, you can't really see the light that's in there. You need something to break it apart. So Sir Isaac Newton, I think it was, or somebody had found if you take a crystal prism, which looks like a little pyramid triangle, and you allow the light to hit it, it refracts into several beams of light, which you will see on the light spectrum. It's called, sorry, it's it's also basically the colors that you will find in a rainbow and colors that you find on the color wheel. So red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Indigo is not really on the color wheel. It's very close, but it has a very specific color spectrum, so it's really kind of very hard to see, especially ultraviolet light. But these are basically two different definitions. Now, wavelength is actually the length of a wave. Now, I want you to think about the ocean. As the waves come in and tumble through the wave, how far are those waves apart? Are they crashing over you over and over and over again? If they are, then you're going to see something on the cool end of the spectrum, which are the blues and the violets and the violet, also known as purple, and indigo. If it's really nice, kind of wavy day, then you're going to probably see more reds, oranges, and yellows. It's basically the way that our eyes will take in the light, and then through our optic nerve runs to our brain, and our brain goes, hey, that's red. Now, here's the tricky part, all right, guys? Here's the trickiest part of all. You have to understand that things are not inherently a certain color. What I mean by this is I am holding Post-it notes. I have Post-it notes. I know these Post-it notes are made from the same manufacturer. They're also made of the same material, which is paper, which is made from wood. But there are certain things that are put into the paper that change the color of the surface of the paper. So every other color in the light spectrum is being absorbed and taken in by this paper, except for the color, you guessed it, pink. Now here's the crazy concept. I have the exact same paper. It comes from the same tree. It's made the same way, but it has a different color put in to change the color of the surface, which changes it to yellow. So not all chairs are going to look the same. Not all soda cans are going to look the same. Not all cups, not all little Thanos creations are going to look the same. So we just have to understand how we see light to understand how we can identify and see color. So that being said, that's as far as basically we got into color theory. I did start to introduce the color wheel, which we'll get to in a minute. Let's go ahead and change that. So that leads us to our first activity. Activity time. In this activity, we'll be exploring colors that are found on the color wheel. Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using Google. You'll need access to this link below to the Google Collaborative Slides, and you will also need a access to Google search images because you'll be searching images off of the internet. I'll show you in just a second. So, step number 1, please open up the Collaborative Slide link below, and then follow the directions that are found on slide 1. Step number 2, please make sure that you're participating in the activity and responding verbally or in the chat when called upon. So if we call on you and you're not participating in the chat, you're in non-participation that day, which does affect your attendance. So if you don't want to be marked absent because you're not participating or get downgraded in your participation grade, you need to make sure that you guys are really being active. So let's open it up, shall we? Click right here on the slideshow. It should open up to let's look at color. So we all learn in primary school basic colors, basically the colors, I gotta reset for a second, our basic color system. You don't really learn every single color on the color wheel. Most of you might, but not everybody. So what I did is I made a slideshow in which I wanted everybody to go to each slide and then find an image off of Google Images and then place a copy of the image on the slide. So let's dive right in. So below, I would like you to find a color, find an image that matches each color. Number 1, search the images off of Google. Number 2, copy and paste images to each color slide. Can't believe I didn't finish that. So let's start with number one, red. So these are the images that the students in the class came up with. All you need to do is go up to a brand new Google image search or tab, open up a new tab. Sorry, I have so many tabs open right now. And then type in what you're looking for. Now, if you type in red or red apple, let me move myself, sorry. If you type in red and you get these images, you're going to get just basically the colors of red. We really want to focus on things that are red, not the actual color, but objects, right? So let's do red car. And the search engine should come up with images of red cars that you could select from. So I really love this one. So highlight over it, click it once with your left pointer finger on your mouse, which will make the image larger. And then you're going to right click to open up your drop down menu and go to copy image. This will copy it to your clipboard. All you'll need to do is go back to the slide. You're going to right click with your middle finger. You're going to right click on the mouse to bring it up and you're going to paste it. Size it to fit and put it on the slide. Ta-da! So what you're to do is you're going to go to each slide and do this for each slide. You're going to do red, red, orange, 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 yellow, 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 green, 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 blue, 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 violet, violet, which is also known as purple, and violet red. Now, there is no right or wrong to this. I want you really, I'm not grading on a right or wrong basis. I want you to attempt to locate and find these images so you can keep them and put them into memory and understanding. So let's do blue violet. So all you would really need to do is you could just type in the word blue violet. Ta-da! It'll probably bring up very beautiful images of violet color. So I want to be more specific in my search, so I'm going to put blue violet objects. So it gives me maybe a little bit more of a range of certain different things. So take a pic of some of the images that you want. Now, not all of these things are going to be blue violet. This is not a blue violet. This is very close to violet. You want something that's going to be kind of in between a blue and a purple. So a great example of a blue violet would basically be, I don't know, something. This would be a little bit more violet. You want something that's going to have a little bit of blue in it. That's a violet. Actually, that is pretty close because you can see a hint of blue in here. But just go ahead and search the images. Once you find one, I really like this one of these beautiful shells. Copy the image, go to the slide, and paste it. Ta-da! Make sure you don't overwhelm the size of the picture though, because you do need to leave room for other students to actually post their work. So let's head on back to the welcome slide. That is our first activity that we did for the day. And basically that was kind of the last activity that we did for the day as well. So this is where I'll be inserting the daily review video, which you are watching now. What we're going to be doing on Thursday is we're going to be reviewing the color wheel. So please make sure that you are prepared for the color wheel. Make sure that you are ready to go. If you want to review some of the material in the color theory slideshow to get a heads up of what we're going to be looking into on Thursday, you can please go ahead and do so. If not, that's totally okay as well. So if you have any questions for me or for Miss Noel, please email us. Please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions at all. Like I said, this is going to be an on-running document, so it will be changing over time. I will be adding and taking things away that I feel is necessary if I feel like it's too much information for you. But this slideshow will have access to all of our activities, everything you need to know all in one place. So if you ever get lost, Welcome to Art Class is a slideshow that you're going to need to keep handy. If you want to save this slideshow to your hotbar, just go to the little star here, add to bookmark. I'm going to save it. You'll have to probably scroll over, but it should be saved underneath your bookmark sections. right there. And then it should open it up in a different tab. So let's say, for example, I need to find it again. It'll take you right there. So I'll probably walk you through that tomorrow. We'll probably save this slideshow to your toolbar just so we have good access to it. So if you ever need anything or access to anything, you guys will have it. So it is very lovely to meet all of you guys today. I hope this video wasn't too long, but I really did need to cover a lot of stuff because we did work in class for, at least with me, for about half the class period. So we need to make sure I can get an hour and a half of information down to a smaller amount of time. So if you have any questions, please email me. Unfortunately, I do not have office hours during the summer session, but if you need anything, we will be more than happy to help you out. So I will see you guys in class on Thursday. Have a fabulous day. And I will be emailing this document out to everybody ASAP. So keep an eye on your email, everybody, okay? Have a great day, guys. Bye.